Hello and welcome to this Bomber Lunacy 1000 build guide. In this video I'll be showcasing a bomber build which is able to consistently and easily clear Lunacy 1000 rifts, which will allow you to farm legendary and Starforge modules pretty easily. For this build I'm using cruise missiles as my main damage source in combination with web missiles and destabilizer missiles. Since the bomber has unlimited secondary ammo, we can just spam these one after another and basically fire and forget, one shot each target. You can do this without legendary weapons though. In my other video I've been using a regular flex and some Gauss cannon, so again you don't need legendaries, but in this case I'll be using them, especially in Final Reckoning, since 500% extra increased damage for the next secondary weapon shot synergizes exceedingly well with cruise missiles. For your modules and most importantly the substats, you mainly want precision and firepower. As you can see here, I have quite a lot of investment into these two stats. And the modules themselves don't really matter that much. I have regular energy core and overcharge shield. Hit points are really not that important in Lunacy 1000 Rifts, since you are only able to withstand a few shots regardless of your hit points really. And then yeah, just get whatever suits your playstyle really. But keep in mind that substats are more important here than the actual module. So if you have a substat that is, I don't know, 300% speed gain but has firepower and precision compared to 350% speed gain but has resistance and structure, I'd go for the 300% with firepower and precision. Alright, for the perks, we are using Close Call because it's generally good. Crit happens. Since we have a lot of investment into precision, we want to make use of the crit perks here. Furthermore, exploitation, since our targets are almost always webbed and thus movement impaired. Remember we have the web missile here and we have unlimited ammo. We are making use of the exploitation perk. And then Downtime Warrior, I find it convenient. You don't have to use it, but generally it suits my playstyle. And then increase ult generation, because I don't think the other two have a high synergy. We could use this one, critical faculty, but since we're having a low rate of fire build, remember cruise missiles every 5 seconds and then flak and maybe the Final Reckoning, but we won't be staying that close that much. It just hasn't enough synergy, and it's nice to have you ult up more times, especially since the Arc 9000 is an extra source of damage. But now the most important part, obviously Symphony of Destruction. If you land a crit, and which you will at some point, remember, higher investment in precision, you will make use of the overly inflated hit points of your targets, and it's especially fun when you nuke heavier targets or larger targets, because that also means that their explosion radius is increased and can actually be much more powerful than Arc 9000. I don't know if you'll be seeing that in the next run, but yeah, let's see how it goes. I'll be clearing now Lunacy 1000 Rift, showcasing this build and explaining how to use it. Again, it's a pretty easy build. It was designed to clear out Lunacy 1000 Rifts consistently, which is the base foundation for farming, so I can build other ships of my liking. Alright, here we go. So the general idea is that, yeah, hello, I don't like you. The general idea is to try to have around 2.5k distance to your targets, and since these are teleporter drones, we don't like these. Yeah, see, already missed, because that happens. Oh. And we also don't want to stay too close. You can just shoot the drones with your flag launcher. And yeah, a lot of drones here. Oh yeah, Keep in mind that the Bloodstar Prospectors are your most annoying enemies and actually the most deadly ones, since they have... oh shit, there are so many of them. Since they have thermal guns. So for devices, as you can see, I'm using a front shield generator. And I can actually show that pretty quick here. So front shield generator with Avenger, energized boost for some extra damage, but most importantly to reposition myself if enemies spawn behind me or in a place I don't want them to have. Armor repair, basically, it's nice if you have made a mistake and you can just press that button of your preference and instantly gain your armor back. EMP, if, as you have seen in the first few seconds of the drift, if enemies come too close to you, so you can deal with them. That's basically about it. But you can use other devices. Most importantly, I like to use the front shield generator in drifts, especially because with scale up damage, that just has more value. Alright, so we actually boosted quite far and we're out of range. So yeah, as you can see, web missile, destabilizer missile, and the cruise missile, and then I can basically forget about this target. Boop, one shot, one kill, and we just repeat that over and over until we have cleared the stage. The cruise missile have a rate of fire of 5 seconds. They don't kill everything one shot. For example, this elite Outlaw Raider, being elite, has more hit points, as you can see here. It has more hit points than others. You can either finish them off with your regular weapons, or you can just shoot another cruise missile. Yeah, we don't care much about being webbed, since we can just deploy our front shield gen. Just make sure to be further away of your own cruise missile, because these can not only one-shot your targets, but also yourself, and hence the close call becomes quite handy. Alright. Now we have created some space. We are going to get some closure to our next opponent. How many Bloodstar Prospectors are here? Damn. So front shield generator is actually not as important to us, because we have... oh, actually it is, never mind. Alright. But you can actually use your flag launcher to clear out the drones, and then the bomber is without front shield. There are some ships that have front shield generator internally, but the flag can actually shoot behind them. Yeah, you seen that? That was a crit. And yeah, that did a lot of damage to surrounding enemies. Alright, first stage cleared. That's pretty easy. Now for the debuffs, I would recommend to not pick increased movement speed, because since you want to have range all the time, this just doesn't come in handy really. Everything else, you are basically free to choose whatever. You can even use strength in death. You can pick everything except for 50% increased movement speed. Yeah, sometimes we can even ignore. Oh. Alright, this is bad. Yeah, teleporter drones are very annoying. They can also teleport while being EMP'd, unfortunately. So you will have quite often some time where you can't hit them. And sniper drones are also annoying, but there's a trick where you can just deploy your front shield generator and they'll shoot themselves if you have the Avenger trait. Jesus! Yeah, I got hit by a sniper drone, but I can just repair my armor. And now, since it's annoying me, I can just boost toward it and kill it this way. Bloodstar Overseer, this is a very good example. So we are going to get close, apply the debuffs, get Final Reckoning, and then you can see we can actually one-shot these. And maybe if it crits, these will just get annihilated. Ah, it didn't crit. But as you can see, such an Overseer, which has a stupid amount of armor, with Final Reckoning is still a one-shot, one-kill. The only downside to Final Reckoning is that you have to be very close. Let's see, there's another Overseer, if you can do it again. So, apply debuffs, stack up Final Reckoning, alright, and then launch a cruise missile. If it crits, then these will be dead. No crit. Oh, you can launch our Arc 1000 here, get some extra damage. It's also pretty convenient that the cruise missile are excellent at dealing area of effect damage. You clear out more enemies if they are clunked together, which is quite convenient and actually very beneficial in rifts. We have an Overseer. Alright, let's try again. So, apply debuffs, stack up Reckoning, shoot. Let's see, come on, crit. Yeah, see that was a crit, and it just annihilated everything in its general vicinity. You can actually stay close to that, and it won't damage yourself. Unless if it's so close that your own cruise missiles damage you. Let's see. Resistant to EMP. Yeah, you don't want to go in here. Enemies have 50% increased movement speed. That is basically hardcore mode on this build. Because range is your most important resource here. So we are going to resistant to EMP. This basically renders our EMP useless unless you have the shield recharge variant on that. But yeah. Alright. Jesus, how many of these teleporter drones are here? And sniper drones. Alright. What's that? Yeah, we need to take out the prospector. I mean, I could use my flag. Here we go. There's another Overseer. Let's see if we can score an upgrade. Alright. By the way, if you stack up Reckoning, let's do it. And now we have a stack up Reckoning, and if you now fire a web missile, then it will consume the Reckoning. Oh, that should have. Alright. So yeah, keep that in mind when you use Final Reckoning. Alright, let's clear some space. 1, 2, can we have Final Reckoning here? Because that should puts Overseers. Alright, come on, Reckoning. Here, and we do the same with you. Okay, Reckoning. Come on. The reason why I didn't one-shot him is because my weapons are overheated, as I have overheated perk in this rift. Overheated systems. Right. And as you can see on the right side, our resolve is still pretty high. And although we are having sustained some damage, that's mostly because I'm focusing on explaining this build and doing rift at the same time. Yeah, come on. Oh, another prospector. Alright, let's get this over with. It's in the lead. No, it's Lunacy. Alright. Final Reckoning. Come on, if that's crit. Ah, it's not, unfortunately. Alright. Oh no, that's regular though. Stuff, got Reckoning. He will be gone. Pew. Now we are going to the boss. And the boss obviously is pretty easy if you just have Final Reckoning. If you don't have Final Reckoning, then I'd suggest having a Gauss Cannon and just spamming your destabilizer missiles and cruise missiles, really. That usually works fine, and it's actually more consistent than Final Reckoning. Alright, so let's get over with. Final Reckoning 1. You can fire 2 cruise missiles before firing off another destabilizer missile. So, another destabilizer. See, it's a lot of damage, and that wasn't even a crit. A crit can actually one-shot the boss. Bam. Easy as that. And we didn't even need consumables or whatever, so you don't have to worry about that as well. Generally, you don't even need to use hold. Skip this. Let's see, we got terminal velocity, I don't need that. One final note is I'm using marksman missiles because the extra range is quite convenient, since again we want to have range as our main defensive measure, and it's also synergized as well with cruise missiles that have a 4,000 meter range. But yeah, that is the bomber build. Hope you liked it, and yeah, let me know if it works for you and which ship I should review next. Until then, thanks for watching.